Hello and welcome to today's video, a review of the NordicTrack iSelect Smart Dumbbells. Now, if you've never watched one of my videos before, when it comes to iFIT products, I usually have more negatives than I wish. And this usually leaves me questioning the product just a little bit. Well, in this case, I've only found one negative. These smart bells have been an absolute pleasure to use, and so I just thought it'd be great to kick this video off in more of a positive note since I usually don't go that route with iFIT products. But let's go ahead and break these things down. So before I share my thoughts on this product, let's break down the basics and what you get. And that includes these two smart bells, this base, and a dial that lets you change the weight in 5-pound increments. The base is roughly 17 by 20 inches, so it does not take up a lot of room for what you get. There is a display above the dial so you can see what the current weight setting is, and you can go all the way from 5 to 50 pounds. And it does need to be plugged in for this to operate. Moving on to quality and feel. And at the lowest setting, here is the 5-pound setting. And you can see my hands, being a bigger guy, fit in there just fine. It also has this texture here so you can have a good grip without it being too much and ripping your hands apart. So as far as the overall feel and use when even at different weights, I've been very comfortable with it. I felt like I've had a good grip. Control of the weights, everything has been just fine. I've been very, very happy with that side of things. Now, as far as changing weight, it's responsive. So I'm at 5, change that dial to 15, lift it out, I'm there. You can see it's added a couple plates and it just does that really easily. Now, these plates do wiggle just a tiny bit, so they can make a little bit of noise if you're really moving them around. But for the most part, they are very secure. I have not felt like they're gonna fall out or like there's something that might allow them to move more than I want them to. They are secure. I've been lifting them over my head, everything like that, above my feet where you might worry about them falling. There have been no worries. They are very secure. I felt very, very comfortable with the build and engineering of these. They're easy to put back in the base. You just align them up, drop them in, change it to your new setting, pull them back out. It's pretty much instantaneous. So that's all worked very well. And as far as quality and holding up over time, I haven't had these that long, but my 5-year-old has been completely enamored by these things and wanting to use them. So I've let him have at it. And he's been changing the weight, taking him in and out. And the reason I point out my 5-year-old is he's not very gentle with this. He doesn't handle it real well. So he's probably putting more wear and tear on it than he should, but they're still functioning like brand new. This seems like a product that will hold up over time very well. I've been very pleased from that perspective. Next up is that yes, this does work with Amazon products. She's there and listening, so I'm not gonna say her name right now, but we're at 5 pounds and I'm in the app. Let's change it to 15. I'm now at 15. So from an app perspective, it's working great. But here's another part. Alexa, set weights to 10 pounds.
Sorry, I couldn't understand. But
Alexa, stop. This is my one negative. I cannot get Alexa to work. It's working in the app, but it will not work from the machine. So that is the only thing that I have not been able to get to work and the one negative I'm going to point out. Now I am hoping this is something that will resolve over time, and maybe, who knows, maybe it's on my end, but I had played with it for quite a while. The app is all synced up, everything's working, but I could not get to work from voice command. Hopefully eventually, subscribe so you can see my posts, because when I do get it fixed or they put out a fix, I'll let everybody know there. But that's the only negative I've come up with. Next up is my favorite takeaways from the NordicTrack Smart Bells. I got my Bowflex weights out from probably 15 years ago to demonstrate this. Now, on this, I have 2 of these. If I want to change a weight, say I'm going from 15 to 35, I have to take this, turn 35. Then I come over here and do the same thing. I grab the other weight, I do it again. It is 4 changes every time I want to make a weight change. It's not the end of the world, but when you realize how easy it is to go from 15 to 20, it's already done. I don't know if it came through the camera, if you could hear that, but it's instant. Both of these are ready to go. And when you're doing a series type of workout where you're going through a bunch of workouts, you're constantly changing the weights, this can just make it so much more streamlined and enjoyable, and just the ability to get a lot in quickly. So I have thoroughly enjoyed that functionality. And I do hope you're finding this video beneficial, and if you are, the one thing I do ask is to please hit that like button. Either way, thank you very much, and back to the video. Another thing that I've really come to enjoy is this is the Bowflex when I make it minimum weight. You can see that none of the plates are there, but it still maintains that full size. It never gets smaller. So even if you're doing something small, and I'm only doing 5 pounds, I have this long thing that I have to kind of work around my body. Well, with these, if I make them 5, they get nice and small. So it just makes it easier to do workouts when you're doing lighter weight things instead of having some big and bulky and long still hanging from your hands and you're trying to kind of swing it around your body and do the movements in a way maybe you don't want to. So I have come to thoroughly enjoy that as well. Those 2 things together, have almost just sold me on this product on its own. I really like that. And I'm gonna wrap up this video with my overall thoughts on these smart bells. And to begin, I'm gonna say I enjoy just how much you can do with these. Now they're dumbbells, so anything you do with a dumbbell, you can do with these. But the fact that they do it with taking up such little space, and the number of workouts you can do, the number of different ways you can impact your body or target different muscle groups within your body through something that just takes up so little space in your room. If you've ever said, I don't have room for a home gym, this is it. And you can do so much. So I really appreciate that. But on top of that, when you look at resistance training options, even just a dumbbell set that's gonna go across your back wall and have all those different weights, they take up a lot of room, but they also are a lot of money. And the price of this is really not that bad for what you get and how much you can do with them. So the whole package kind of came together, and I just thought you got a lot for what you paid. Piggybacking off our last item is that this might be the only thing you need if you're trying to incorporate resistance training into your workout regimen. Now, if there were one extra thing I'd say to add would be a nice bench that has incline decline, because that lets you do a lot more. But for the most part, you really don't need much more than this if that's what you want to do. You want to get some resistance training in, but you don't have a lot of space or a lot of money. It offers a lot for a little package. Another thing is I'm just really happy with the overall quality of the product and how well it works. The ability to change the weights, be able to pop one in, change the weight, and I'm already at 15. It works so smooth, it's so easy to pop it in, change the weight, pop it back out, but also feel like it's secure. Sometimes when things move that fast, you're just wondering, is it really securing? Is it doing a good job? And I have never felt like this wasn't doing a good job. It just feels like a very well-built product. So end to end, I've been very, very happy with how this functions. So I've been very impressed with these smart bells, but there are a couple of things I've noticed that take away from them a little bit. One is that Alexa didn't work quite as designed. Honestly, that's not a huge deal for me because I would just always grab that dial. It's right there, it's fast, you're using the product anyways, so I don't think Alexa integration is usually gonna be that big of a deal. The other thing is that you do have to make 5-pound jumps. And sometimes you might wanna go up in maybe a 2.5-pound increment, because if you're doing, say, flies with your shoulders, a 5-pound jump is quite a big jump and that might be a little too much. And there are other ones that I've seen that have the ability to kind of have additional plates for those small increments on there. And that might be nice for people that are trying to build up but don't have the ability to make that 5-pound jump. So I'm not gonna say these are the best out there. I've been thoroughly impressed. I think most people will be very, very happy with them, but I'm also open to testing and comparing other products that do this. So if there are certain models that you have an interest in, you'd like to see compared against these, do let me know about those down below and I'll see what I can do. And my final statement will be, I hope this is where iFIT is trending. I've always had concerns in the past about their products based on certain things that I've come up with, and these for the most part have been fantastic. So it just gives me hope that they're kind of trending in a direction where they're gonna make products that I really feel like I can get behind. And a little sneak peek, I'm also testing the S27i, and so far, it's looking much improved. Still got some testing to do, but subscribe if you want to see when that video comes out. But until next time, here's to a healthier you, and have a good one.